This coaching dashboard has helped one of my clients hit $69,000 in the span of 9 weeks, and you just have to copy me. I've looked inside a lot of coaching businesses over the past years, like health coaches, business coaches, real estate coaches, crypto coaches, you name it. And almost every single one of them had the exact same problem. It's not a lead problem, it's not a sales problem, it's basically not even a marketing problem. They had absolutely no idea about what was happening inside their business. They thought that they knew, but they didn't. Every morning, they looked at the exact same Stripe, Go High Level, Google Sheets, Calendly, ClickUp, payments, and every single thing, and open spreadsheets because they didn't know the information at one place. By the time you have checked 6 different places, and you still end up with no answers to the questions that you have. So the question was, what's actually stopping your business from growing? And since you don't have the answers to that, you start making decisions based on your feelings. You think maybe it's your ads, I need more leads, maybe my Facebook ad doesn't work, maybe my setters aren't good, or maybe my content sucks. The reality, most coaches are solving problems that doesn't even exist. This dashboard here completely change that. And before you think, oh, great, this is another CRM, it's not. It's basically a decision making system. Every single metric here exists for one reason, to answer one business question, not to give you more data, but just to give you crystal clear clarity. One of our clients spent almost 2 years hovering between 5 to 7 grand a month. His best month was around $11,000. He was a great coach. He had good results. The students loved him, and he thought his problem was his offer. It wasn't his offer. It wasn't even his sales. The problem was every important number in his business lived somewhere different. Students' information in a different place, payments another tab, booked call somewhere else, revenue different spreadsheet. The problem he thought he had weren't actually the problem. When we rebuilt his entire tracking system into just one place, every single thing changed. Not because we suddenly got him thousands of new leads, not because we changed his offer overnight, but for the first time, he had every single thing right in front of him. Over the next 4 months, that business generated about $69,000. And today I'm going to show you exactly how. But first, if you haven't met, hi, my name's Rohan, and I basically help coaches charge a high ticket premium. And I basically come into their business and install less complex systems, which gives them real answers and basically scale them past $50,000 per month or even $100,000 per month. So before we even jump into the dashboard, I want to make this crystal clear that this video is specifically for those coaches who have made some sort of money online and have some sort of initial proof of work and have been stuck at a fixed MRR. And it is not for those who are just starting. If you're just starting, your main focus should just be posting more content and getting a few initial students. So this is the exact CRM dashboard that we have built for all the coaches and the clients that we work with. So here in the first page of this dashboard, you get the most crucial informations from all the sections in your business, right? So first you have your monthly goal where it basically tells you how much you have made in that specific month as compared to what your goal was. It also shows how much you still have to make to achieve that goal, which is right here. And also we have a very complex calculation, so it basically calculates your AOV and gives you how many calls you need to make more in that specific month to hit your goals, right? So here again, we have revenue generated for that specific month and cash collected. So cash collected is basically what is the amount of money that's landed in your bank account, right? Because a few students might also have payment plans, so that calculates it. You also have cash to be collected, you have calls booked, you have show up rate, you have call close rate, you have every single thing from total cancelled calls number as well as no close and close call. You also get a very elucidated flow of how much you have spent in ads and what is the conversion in terms of what kind of DMs you get, and as well as the views on your VSL. From there, we also get a number of opt-ins and calls booked, live calls, and close. It's very self-explained. Again, we have a very brief tabular description about the team metrics, which is basically your setters and closers. You also get cash collected by every single closer. So we also try to not have a lot of information, but only the crucial ones. So you also have your recent top three closes as well. The next is your sales pipeline. So here we basically track your scheduled calls, your show up rates, your offer, and all the other like depth. The one thing that we have here, which is the crucial, is basically your revenue per call as well as your AOV. AOV stands for average order value. Okay, so let's say your average order value is $5,500 and your closing rate is about 20%. So out of the five calls you take, you close only one. So that helps you to understand that if you want to increase your revenue per call, all you should do is basically just increase your offer price or improve your closing rate. And also here you get a very clear data about how much each closer is closing, right? As well as the revenue per call of every single closer. Next, we have team activity. So, team activity is basically giving you an overview where we basically tell them to submit a EOD form or a post call form as well as end of day form as well, right? So, with it basically gives us a very in detailed explanation of what went about that call, right? So, we have it for both setters as well as closers as well. Payments, again, it's very self-explanatory. WAP, Stripe, or even wire transfers have contributed, right? It all revenue, a part of it have you paid in the platform fees as well. And in students, this here, if you click, so here is the number of students you have who have paid in full. This is again a very important metric, and the total outstandings, right? So here every student gets an individual card of their own, right? And in that card, if you click that card, you would also get the information of what the last call was about as compared to what the next call is about, right? Setters. So this is the setters tab, which is my most favorite tab because here it gives you the most in detailed explanation or every single metric that you need to track for your setters, right? So here it also shows you the here it also shows you the performance for every single setter as well. For Justin, for Mikey, Ricky, Matthew, everyone, right? And I've also introduced this small thing, but it largely contributes because here, if let's say Ricky is in the second place making $11,000, whereas Justin is making $18,000. So what Ricky could do is Ricky could ask Justin about what he's doing in order to hit those numbers, right? So in that way, you have a healthy competition within your team, which helps everybody to grow at the same time. Next one is platform. Again, like it's very self-explained. And lead status. So out of the so this again is again a very elucidated way to show the status of every single lead in terms of calls booked, leads, no close, and the cancellation rate as well. And you have it in terms of tabular form where you get every single metric for each of either calls booked, cancelled, disqualified, deposited, etc. The next one is the DM close. This again helps us to understand out of the all the DMs that you get and the ones that have closed, how much percentage of it is yes and no, right? So based on if it's going more towards the no side, we could go back to the DM setting table and understand who is performing less, and we could just pick that one setter and train him or either fire him based on how well he's performing. The next one is lead sourcing, right? So this basically helps us to understand the number of total DMs. And this is something that a lot of coaches have underlooked for the longest time right now. Because we do this one thing where we introduce a UTM link for every single platform as well as every single content piece as well. So it exactly tells you from where and which source has the lead come from. So here, for example, if you could, out of the 336 total DMs we have about 248 coming from Instagram. That clearly shows you that you need to double down on Instagram, right? And Facebook is about 52, organic is 24, and referral is 12. So you exactly get a breakdown of who is bringing how much. Again, you could just see this clearly in a tabular form for every single platform. So medium is again, but then here you get it for paid ads, DMs, cold calls, as well as emails as well, right? In terms of the campaign, right? So here you get a very clear breakdown of what was the total investment in terms of hours that you have made, and the breakdown in terms of is it a VSL or a retargeting ad or a IG story promo, right? And content again, this is again my most favorite tab here because this exactly shows you how much lead a single content piece has got you. So you understand what kind of content do you actually want to double down on. 80% of our clients are in complete disbelief of what kind of stats we showed them because they thought that, let's say, this X content piece, they thought that it would get them X amount of leads, but in reality there was another video which they didn't think performed as much as the other video, but then it got twice as many leads, right? So this gives you a clear direction of what kind of content you could double down on in terms of getting more leads. So here, let's say out of the $68,500 that we have made for that single month, 43% was from a single breakdown video. And then the IG story promo got us 35% off. And this specific V1 reel got us 20% of it. And this one case study, which our clients thought would get a lot of leads, didn't end up to get any lead at all. So this is the funnel step. So let's say that you work with us, right? And we implement these three kinds of funnel, which is the mini VSL funnel, the webinar funnel, as well as the upsell inner circle funnel. So this gives you a breakdown of how much that specific launch has got you. And here again, it gives you a very elucidated metrics of how many calls were booked, the live calls, closes, as well as the revenue that specific launch has got us. And the last but not least, this is the resource tab, which basically helps us to compile all the links at one place so you don't have to go to WhatsApp or Instagram to check the link, right? So everything is at one place. So if you're anything like the coaches that we have worked with and you're probably tired of operating in five different tools just to figure out what's happening in your business, this system brings everything together. Your sales, your revenue, your payments, your clients, your content, your team, all in a single place. And the best part, we don't even ask you to change the way you work. We build every single thing around it. And if you're already using Go High Level, we integrated. If you're using Stripe, we'll connect it. Google Sheets, Calendly, every other software you use, we'll use it. And whatever your current workflow looks like, we build a system, a crystal clear one, to be honest, around it. So if you're a coach who's already making some sort of money, but your backend feels messy, there's a link below to a call. We'll take a look at your current systems, see if you're a good fit, and if we can genuinely help you simplify your business. And if not, no hard feelings. I hope this video at least gave you a few ideas on what you could implement like right now, and I'll see you on the next one.